Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV viewers of breaking news. When a F-15 fighter pilot, Major Benjamin Iris Coffey, launched his jet one night last spring, he was not expecting to run out of missiles fighting off a massive Iranian attack against Israel. It was April 13, and Iran had fired over 300 drones. Ballistic and cruise missiles, a far larger strike than the US military had anticipated. Instructed to use every weapon at their disposal to help defeat the attack, Coffey and his crewmate, Weapons Systems Officer Captain Lassie Sonic Hester, came up with a plan. Speaking to CNN in their first interview since that night, Hester and Coffey described flying as close as they could to an Iranian drone, well below the minimum safe altitude for the F-15 strike ago, and using a gun, an extremely dangerous maneuver in total darkness against a barely visible target they missed. You feel the terrain rush. You feel yourself getting closer and closer to the ground, Coffey told CNN. The risk was just too high to try again. Ultimately, US forces in the air and the sea, including Hester and Coffey, intercepted 70 drones and 3 ballistic missiles that night. The attack was largely thwarted. But F-15 fighter pilots, weapons officers and ground crew who took part in the operation and spoke to CNN described feeling overwhelmed at times as they combated the Iranian onslaught, which was the US Air Force's first real test against a prolonged and large-scale drone attack. The fighters spent hours in the air that night. This situation, back at an undisclosed US military base in the Middle East, was similarly chaotic, as the base's air defenses shot down Iranian missiles and drones overhead, and troops were rushed to bunkers. Air Force personnel, like the rest of the world, had been waiting and bracing for the expected Iranian strike, a retaliation for Israel's attack on an Iranian consulate building in Syria that killed several members of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. When we were getting our brief to go fly that night, we still had no idea, Hester told CNN. It could have just been a bust, just another sortie of flying in a circle waiting for it to happen. Beyond this exclusive report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.